Alright guys, good day everyone. I greet you and I welcome you all to this week video. Today is Saturday and I'm through with this week. I'm done with this week. This week was a hectic week. I swear to God, a very hectic week. Though from Monday till Thursday, I didn't take any trade. I've been coming to the charts, saw some setup, set some pending order, but they did not trigger me. So from Tuesday, because I don't trade on Monday, from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I didn't take any trade till Friday. But that trade was a mistake, so that was my Thursday trade. Like any day I come to the chart, analyze my chart, and I saw a setup, I will set a pending order. And I don't take trade till 12 o'clock, 12 to 1. If there's any setup I see, and that setup come back to my point of interest where I want to take my entry from, at least before I take that trade, it should be 12 o'clock, from 12 or so sometimes trade will come to my entry point around 11:10. I won't take that trade until it's 12:1, but the pace I'm trading, before I see setups, most time is by 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, that kind of thing. So this week, my setup on Thursday, after I set the pending order, I forget to close it because once it's 7 o'clock, 7:30, if there's any pending order that I set on my account, and at that time the pending order is not triggered, I have no other choice but to close it. That is in line with my rules. Once it's 7 o'clock, 7:30, if any pending order did not trigger me, close it. It's as simple as that. But in this case, I forgot, and I was waiting for 12 o'clock to come to the chart and analyze and see if I will see any setup. And before I could get to the chart, I even came to the chart, analyzed my pairs, and there was no setup. The only setup I saw was on US oil. On that day, I saw a setup on US oil and on gold, but the gold where I want to take that trade is still far. So definitely I knew that gold will not come back to that point of interest that Friday. So I was not looking at that gold, to take it, but I've analyzed it, map it out, and then I was just watching it. But I have an entry on US oil, so I was waiting to take that trade. I was just waiting for inducement, and unfortunately the US oil came back to that my point of interest without giving me an inducement. Gave something like an inducement on lower time frame, like 15 minutes, but I don't, if I'm taking my entry on 30 minutes or 45 minutes or 1 hour, that time frame that I'm taking that entry from should provide an inducement for me to use. So I cannot map out my entry on 1 hour and go down to 30 minutes or 15 minutes to map out inducements. I don't trade like that. So if I'm taking that entry from 15 minutes, yes, I can use the inducement on 15 minutes, but I cannot map out my point of interest where I want to take my trade from on 1 hour or for 5 minutes, and then I come back to 15 minutes to come and map out, to come and look for inducements. I don't trade like that. If I'm taking my trade on 45 minutes or 1 hour, I should be able to find an inducement there, or I'm not taking that trade. That was exactly what happened with US oil on Friday. While I was contemplating on all this, looking for setup, I didn't know that the US 30 setup I set, a limit order I set on Thursday, I forgot to close it. So when I wanted to set the limit order on gold, because that was the only setup I was looking at on that yesterday. So I wanted to set the pending order and then off my system to see what happened later. And I found out that my trade is running on US 30. And at that point, I don't know what to do. It was in profit though, but the trade has triggered me, so I decided to leave it. At the end of the day, the trade hit SL. Already I know that trade is going to hit SL, but I just decided to leave it because nobody knows what will happen. If I should close that trade and that setup later played out, it is my setup that I saw yesterday, only that it was yesterday's setup. So, and when I checked the trade, I saw that demand level is still valid. Might be broken, but it is still valid. I was looking, that Friday I was looking for a sell on US 30. I was expecting that demand to fail. But seeing that limit order being active, that yesterday limit order being active, I just decided to leave it and I took a loss day. So that was the only trade I took this week. There was nothing. This week was a very hectic week. Only that one setup. So let me just take you guys to the chart and show you guys everything that happened this week. So this week, where should we start? Let me go to my journal first. So I will show you guys from my journal first. Forget to load these things. So you can see this is the US 33 closed already. I don't know why it's still showing $2 there. My network is kind of bad, very bad. I don't know. Is this not that US 30? Why is it still on? I don't understand. How come I have a sell, US 30 sell? Did I later set the sell? I don't understand. Not sure I set that sell. Or was it? Let me go to my close position first. This is my US 30 buy. How come I still have another open order with US 30 sell? Oh, with 0.01 lot size and no TP set, no SL set, and I cannot close this trade. Now this must be a mistake. Maybe when I was just scrolling here, that was when I just clicked this sell. Oh God. I know I didn't set any pending order. Anyway, let's continue with the video. So let me show you guys from my these are the 4 trade I was looking at to take this week. From here, you can see from Tuesday. So first was on good. So had this setup on Tuesday, right? Yeah, but the setup, the trade did not trigger. The market, the snow. Oh yeah, go. Leave me first. I'm coming. Go. So the market did not come to this POI that Tuesday, so I did not take the setup. I analyzed it though, but I did not take it. Then on Wednesday I had this on US oil. I think this was a buy. Yeah, had this buy on US oil. You can see, I was just waiting for a trigger. This was on Wednesday. This was on Wednesday, and this US oil trade triggered, but I did not take it. It was on Thursday, triggered on Thursday, I think. Yes, triggered on Thursday. So I did not take it. I already cancelled this. This US oil trade is still, I think it's still running now. Let me go to US oil. I think it's still running. Yeah, still running. This was the last. This was the one I wanted to take yesterday, being Friday, but it did not give me an inducement, so I didn't take that trade. So, but this is the trade on Wednesday. This is it. This was the setup. Already hit CP then. Thought it was still running. Already hit CP. My TP was somewhere around here because I was looking for 1:4, yeah. Somewhere around here. So, but I didn't take the trade. This was the setup. We're just targeting this high. Okay. This high. I know I was going for a higher, yeah, but my essay was kind of something like this. Yeah, this is it. But I know what I was just going for 1:4 point something. I know the trade I have not hit TP. So this is the trade still running. Still running. So, but this was the one I wanted to take yesterday, but there was no inducement. I know that this is a good point to sell from, but I was just waiting for something like this, and then I can take the buy, but it did not happen. So on Wednesday, I also have this NAS 100 on Wednesday. Yeah, this NAS 100. We're just waiting for. Took out this inducement, then mitigate this my point of interest, then I will buy from here on NAS 100. This was on Wednesday. This is the trade. Yeah. So you did not come back to that my PO. I just come mitigate this demand here and then push up. Wanted to take this one on Thursday. The day I had this setup was the day I had that US 30 setup. So I set my pending order on US 30. I was just looking at this one, but at the end of the day, I forgot to cancel the pending order. On this one, I did not set the pending order. I was just monitoring the trade because they have this habit of triggering the same time. So then I'll be rushing, to close one of the trade. So I just set pending order on one, and then I was monitoring one. So this was this one on NAS 100. Also hit SL. So then on Friday, which is yesterday, I had this one, this US oil. This was the US oil. So you can see on Friday I was I was now looking for a sell. You can see I was now looking for a sell. I just want this market. This is 4 hours. This market, this price have mitigated this demand here, created an inducement. So I was just looking for something like this. Then if you give me a sell intent, then I will go for my sell from there to continue the sell. You can see, you see, this was my setup on that US oil. But at the end of the day, that supply that I wanted to sell from, that supply failed. That supply failed. This was the supply. I think this was the supply. Alright, this was the supply. So it failed. You can see how price is coming to it. Sell a little bit, then take it out. That was why I wanted to buy from here. You know, that's trade, because I know price is overall bullish, so I was not going to take a direct sell from there. I just needed to see sell intent before I can buy. But when market comes there, it reacts, then it fell out to that supply. That was why I had a strong confidence on this buy. You know, but there was no inducement and there's nothing I can do about it. That is all the trade. Again, on US 30, this is the trade that you can see. This is the trade that stopped me out. Had this trade on Thursday, you know. So market played around all these things, you can see, and did not trigger me, and then push up. And my intent was my narrative. The first narrative is just to take out this high, you know. This is almost 1:4. It's just to take this high. This was my expectation on that Thursday. Just trigger, then you can take out this high. The 1:4 trade. You know. But it just came and then took out that high without bagging me in. So I wouldn't have taken this trade. I was just waiting for this supply, this demand, to fail. Then I can take a sell from there. And on that Friday, I was waiting for a sell from there, but it did not trigger, not knowing I'm already on the buy. You can see how this market created this an inducement, pushed down. I was waiting for this leg to just come, took out to this high, trigger me, and then push down. But finding out that I'm already on the buy, there's nothing I can do about it. And I had to let the trade go, and I lost 1% on that trade. You know, so that is all that happened this week. And you can see another mistake here. I don't know if I'm the one that take this trade or not, but I guess it's a mistake, and this is a 0.1 trade. Yeah. So there's no way I'm going to take a trade with this 0.01. It's not possible. So definitely it's a mistake. So once market open, I'm going to close this trade. Hopefully it is still in profit there. Even if it's not in profit there, it can't do much. It can't do much. I can't lose much. Yeah. So that is it for this week. I will catch you guys in the next one. Please, if it's your first time coming across this my YouTube channel, beware to like and subscribe. Give us a follow. Many people are watching my videos these days, but they are not subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. And that reminds me, let me show you guys my account balance now, because last week my account was sitting on 4,733, so I lost 1%, and you can see I'm almost at 4,700 now. So let's say a little bit down from 4%. You know, so let's just call it 3.5%. So I still have 3 solid chance to strike. And like I told you guys before, I'm not going to lose this account. I won't lose this account. I'm going to pass this account. I can feel it. Even though I'm deeply in drawdown now, you know, down more than 6%. But I still have that feeling that I'm going to pass this account. Let's just keep going. I'm not rushing it. You know, I'll come to the chart, follow my system, follow my plan, follow my rules, and at the end of the day, we see how it goes. I'm risking 1% on every single trade. Let's go. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.